we have a whole chicken here. They're also called fryers. And what we're going to do is we're going to fabricate this bird. We're gonna do an 8-way cut today. And so I'm gonna walk you through it and how to do it. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to cut the wing. I'm gonna French the bone for you on one side and then not French the bone on the other. So you'll see that. Okay, and I'm gonna leave this wing intact for now. I'm gonna snap this wing off. And I'm just gonna leave that wing on my plate and we will come back to this Frenching of the bone. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm using a boning knife today. This is the best knife to fabricate a bird. It'll get right up against the bone and the carcass so that I can get as much meat off the bone as possible. So I'm cutting the thighs and the legs away from the body. Just really nice and easy, taking my time, removing that skin. I want to keep as much skin on as possible. Okay, once I get to this point, you're gonna break the hip joints and you're gonna find that hip bone that connects here. Okay, so you're breaking that hip joint. Okay. So I have my bird open and then I'm gonna go ahead and start on the breast. Some chefs work in different ways. Some chefs will remove the thighs and legs now. I kind of like to leave it because it balances out the bird. So I'm gonna go ahead and find my breastbone right here. And I'm going to cut away. So I'm gonna slice down. And if you just do a little at a time, you can really see everything. So here I have the breastbone. So I can feel it, get your fingers in there, I can feel it. And now I'm gonna start working my way against that bone. So your boning knife is flexible blade. So it gets right up the side of the bone. And you can start to pull your breast away so you can see. I'm gonna do this all the way down. And then right here where that wing meets my breast, there's a joint there as well, like where your shoulder meets. So I'm gonna pop that out. And I'm gonna find that spot, because that's where I'm going to cut. So right down in there. So now I have the skin of the breast, the wing, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna remove this wing in a minute. And then I will do the same thing to the other side. Getting as close to that bone as possible. And once again, all the way down, popping where that shoulder of that wing meets. Okay, and then we'll talk about cleaning up the Frenching of the bone. And then here I have my hip joint popped out. So when you find that, there is an oyster right down here. This is the most tender part, so you want to keep that intact. So you're going to add that in with your thigh. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other side as well. Trying to keep that oyster intact there. It's very tender. And you want to make sure your sharp is very nice. Your knife is very sharp for this. Okay, so with the carcass, you can do a bunch of things. You can make chicken stock, or you could just throw it away. You could roast it and use that for gravy. So you can see how much I removed. I did leave a little bit on there. I want to try to get most of that off every time. Okay, so cleaning up. So here, if I don't want this bone in here, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut right at that joint and remove that the wing totally, okay? The other thing that's a part of your chicken breast is there's a tenderloin here. You can leave this tenderloin on your chicken breast. I'm gonna show you how to remove it. There is a tendon in this tenderloin that you're gonna wanna remove. We cannot eat it. It's chewy and our body won't digest it. I'm just going to scrape this out of this tenderloin. Just all the way down, and I'm removing that tendon. Okay? Now, Frenching the bone. So I broke it, but I still want to clean off the top of this. There's like a cap on the end of the bone. You're going to want to clean that off. Just using your knife. Okay, so make sure, and then just scrape it down. Make sure all that meat is scraped down and it's nice and clean. And this looks beautiful on a plate presentation style. I'm going to leave the tenderloin on this one. And then the leg and the thigh has a bone in it here, and the leg meets right here. You'll be able to see where it meets there. And you're just gonna cut into that. And you'll find that joint. And there you have it. You have your thigh and your leg bone. Okay, so simple, easy, thighs, legs, wings, the tenderloin, and the breast, one with a French bone and one without.